please give pause and applause to our pet's best friend and mine, Dr. Bernadine Cruz. Welcome to
Oh my goodness, Arden. So good to see you. And thank you for having me on your show today.
I miss you. I miss you. I used to live in California, everyone, and she was a buddy of mine. You rock. I mean, you know veterinary medicine, but you also know how to communicate veterinary medicine. And that to me is an art. Don't you agree?
Well, I really had a hard time initially. Do I want to become a veterinarian or do I want to become a teacher? And then I realized I could do both being a veterinarian. And it's one of the things I love because if you go to your veterinarian and they tell you, do this, but you don't understand why, sometimes you don't have that follow through. But if I talk to you and explain
Yeah.
and be willing to listen, I think that's one of the most important things. I need to listen to you. And that's why people are doing so well listening to you, Art, because you teach them so many wonderful things. And I've learned a lot from you.
Well, right back at you. And UC Davis, not a bad school to graduate from.
No, I think it's ranked like number one in the world for maybe the last 10 years or so. Right now, it might be number two, but pretty close to the top. Yes, very fortunate. Had a wonderful, wonderful education. And I love it that I continue to learn from them.
I agree. Now, we haven't talked in a little bit, so I need to catch up. I know you were at a small animal practice in Laguna Niguel, and then you got this opportunity. So tell us, you are a new breed of veterinarian. Tell us about what you do.
I try to retire. I figured, okay, time to put that
Silly
stethoscope up.
girl.
Yeah. And then I was approached by a private company that wanted to open a practice and was going to let me. And I loved the practice that I was at. I learned such a tremendous amount. But now I was going to be able to put into practice what I'd learned and what I'd always wanted to do. So the facility is called Paw Sweet Paw, kind of like Home Sweet Home. Paw Sweet Paw.
Okay.
They have a great boarding facility. It's totally metal cage free. These big, huge
Yay.
runs and doggy play yards, and they have a grooming facility and this fabulous cat facility. Your cat would love it. And they can get outside individually and crawl around on all this equipment, so they're not just kept in their cage. But I've been able to start concierge medicine, and that is basically, I want to get to know you. I want to get to know your pet. So I don't just talk about, oh, you came in for itchy skin. That's nice. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
But any behavioral issues going on at home? Oh,
Good.
you have a new baby that came in the house. How is that working out? And I love it when people afterwards say, wow, no one ever asked me that. And I also show them how to do a physical examination. Like you teach first
Good.
aid, I show how to do a physical because you're
Nose
going to be
to
seeing your
toes.
pets. Yeah,
Yeah, nose
you're
to
going to be
toes.
seeing your kid more than I ever will. So if I show you what's normal, then if something's off, you may not know what it is, but you know to bring it in to have it seen.
Do you think the timing is just perfect? I mean, we struggled through COVID where we were parked in parking lots waiting and vet techs would come with mask on, take our pet. We sat in the car waiting, no wondering what happens. It's almost like we just did a 180. I think you're sort of on the cutting edge with this concierge opportunity.
I think you're right. I mean, even when you were in the past able to go into your veterinary office, when your baby is taken from you and taken back to treatment, taken to the back,
Yeah.
you're now totally helpless. Here's your baby leaving your hands. Oh, I have no idea what happens. So this way we get to talk about it. We try to do most of our treatments in the room with the people.
Good.
And then when we do need to take them back to treatment area, we can take them back there. I have a surgical suite with a big glass window so people can actually come if they want to sometimes, take a look at what
I
I'm
like that.
doing. So we try to be very transparent.
You know, I'm a big fan of watching my cats get a bladder draw in the back. So I mean, I'm always learning or they're doing any kind of a test. I'm fascinated by it, but I know some people are a little queasy. We don't want that. But
Exactly.
I mean, we're going to be talking later in the show because she's got a lot of senior tips for our ageless wonders. But I got to get this out before I forget. So you wear many collars in the world. I mean, a veterinarian. Now you're with the concierge. Been in animal communications in the media.
Mhm.
and you like to travel, so you
You can see
invented.
behind me, those are goats in trees.
Okay,
And
so
those,
for those watching on YouTube when the show later, yes, her screensaver is the best. There's goats standing in trees. So, do you have an idea of how many countries you've been to?
I haven't kept track of it yet because there's still so many that I want to do. But in July of this year, I'll be knocking off three more: South Africa, Botswana, and Zimbabwe.
Oh, nice, nice. So, when we travel, you really have to pack smartly and you can't be overloaded. You're going from a tour bus to a plane to a train, whatever. So, I'm going to do a shout out. You have an amazing travel bag that you created called Camigo. You want to talk about that?
Sure. Conmigo stands for with me. So being Hispanic, basically come with me. Come with me on the adventure that is life.
That's a
So
great
I
name.
agree with you. Yeah. When you travel, I did a lot of traveling when I was a multimedia veterinary medicine consultant, and I could never find that perfect bag. So after a while, I was like, forget it. I'm just going to make my own. So it took me several years to come up with it, talking to people that love to travel. What do you like? What do you need? What don't you like? So came up with a bag with lots of compartments because I'm this ADHD person. I want everything organized. It
Yes.
has a brightly colored interior so you can actually find what you packed.
Yes.
And as we were talking about getting mature, after sitting, and usually I'm in the back of the bus and your bum starts getting a little bit tired after a period of time, I put in a built-in pad. It's attached by flexible straps that you can use it as a TSA compliant electronic sleeve so you don't leave your electronics behind a checkpoint. But when you're on the plane or you're at Starbucks working or you're at a long
I
layover,
love this.
you take the electronics out, you sit on the pad. Now the bag is behind your legs because it's attached. Nobody's going to be able to get into it, so it's nice and safe. And oh, by the way, your bum feels better.
Hey, that, anything to get to the rear pleasure of cushions is I'm in it. And you also have something that they can't read the credit cards too, don't you? Have an RIF or something, or am I dreaming?
That could be the next iteration. So this
Oh,
one right now,
iteration.
no, it's not. But there is a place. I hear my mom whenever I'm traveling, don't go there. That's not safe. So I have a phone compartment right on the shoulder strap. You can use it as a briefcase, but I like crossbody because your hands are free to hold on to what's important to you. And if all of a sudden I need to get in touch with somebody, I immediately know where my phone is. I can get to it and not have to search through the bag and try to find it.
Hey, I want you all to take a look at her site. It's comigobags.com, CONMIGO bags.com.